G'day, I'm Blxz and welcome back to Geneforge 5. We had a big decision on this particular episode. And while I'm remembering it, I'd like to, I don't know if you guys can hear it from the previous two episodes, but there's been quite a big storm going on outside. I had thought that I'd managed to cover up all the windows and everything, but you probably can hear a little bit of stuff in the background. I will attempt to remove that all in post-edit, but I can definitely hear some of it in the raw footage anyway. We'll see if you guys can hear it, and I've got rid of it for this episode as well, but it seems to have calmed down just a little bit. But anyway, back into the not real world. Let's decide where we're going to go. Now, I've been very, very strongly leaning towards Arwen for quite some time. I think anyone can really see that. That really has been pretty much where I've been leaning. Probably even from the start, before I knew Arwen was necessarily a faction. I've pretty much been on the side of the Shapers a long way through. And all the different people have made their different choices and whatnot. I was probably not as open as I could be to the rebels over here. I'm probably looking for any excuse to turn against them, but that's pretty much me. I don't like the rebels very much at all. Actually was quite keen to join the Trachovites, but Natalia turns me off that big time. And probably too far to the Shaper side now to actually join them at all. So, we're going to not choose Arwen. I've actually, believe it or not, been swayed a little bit by this old man sitting in the chair there. It was a good picture that came up. I've actually been swayed by this old man, and I think he has a good outlook on it. He's probably a little bit harsh for my taste. I'm not sure if the concentration camps are necessarily how I would approach things, but I don't have a choice of being in control here. And I think his idea of, I guess, killing and prosecuting the war aggressively, I think Arwen is going to be bound by the same mistakes that have led us to the situation we're in now, which has been Barzale and Zachary. It's been the issue with the Ashen Isles. It's been the major issues at the basically through Geneforge 4, and it's going to continue on. I think we need a new approach, and I believe Sage Tegan is the man for that. I'd like to know more about your laws. How do I join you? You have an idea for how to end the war. Oh yes, the project in weeks, in days. Ooh, that's interesting. Now, I've read this before. I've also forgotten what his voice was. I think it was a conniving old man. I would like to end the war. Perhaps I can help you. Your words regained his attention. What? You? You? From what I have heard, you've shown real loyalty to our cause. I cannot shake our secrets yet, but I could do this. I could let you aid me. Do a few minor tasks to prove your loyalty. If you succeed, I could let you know more. Okay. Like to learn more about your project. That is gratifying to me. I'm long used to working in obscurity without aid or resources. I want to defeat the rebel creations, destroy them, eradicate them. The mad serviles, the dracons, all of them. If you want to learn more, you must prove that you share my goal. You must not share the self-defeating sentimentality of the rest of the Shapers. The first test is a simple one. There's a creation camp to the southwest, Camp Drania. Its inhabitants have revolted and slain their masters. I've sent a force to retake it and kill the rogues. Go there, destroy the creations and their leaders. Why did creations rebel? Some have adjusted to the new laws. Others did not and were absorbed. A few hid their rogue tendencies and surprised us with them later. Of course, they're probably aided by an outsider. I'd be surprised if we found a rebel spy among their number. Can I get any assistance? I have a small force located outside the camp. They may be able to aid you in the attack. Camp Drania is near the ocean to the south. When you get close, watch for my soldiers. I've actually retaken the camp already. Seems like I am more like Sage Taken than I originally thought. Spy in the Midst has been destroyed. Boldly done. You have taken a step to re-establish Shaper Law in this miserable land. You brought a short oaken baton and a pouch of coins. Most of my resources are going to my great project. I can't reward you as well as I might like to. However, you have increased your goodwill with the Shapers. That is a great reward in itself too. I am mostly convinced of your sincerity. Only one more trial will convince me. Okay, what is the next test? Your task will be to aid Platino, my most valuable outsider servant. He is in the Dara Purity workshop directly to the east. He has a task for you. Once it is completed, return. What is the task? Oh, you will see. Something special we've kept in reserve. Be wary though. The last two people who came here to try to win their way into my good graces failed. You'll be watched very closely. I have a sinking suspicion that I've probably already done this because I'm a monster. I've completed Platino's test. I actually would have liked to have seen what Platino said, but doesn't matter. I've completed his test. I've heard you are strong. You truly support Shaper Law. You are not weak like my so-called peers on the council. You will see what needs to be done. What remains now is to do on a much, much larger scale. You brought a pouch of coins, larger than the last time, and a brand new wand. I will now tell you what my great project is. I will tell you about the Purity Agent, and you can decide if you'll swear loyalty to me and bring a victorious end to this war. I actually would really like to know what the Purity Agent is. It is our victory. It is the final step in our battle. It is a rebirth. It is a chance to start over, to recreate our creations in a safer, more obedient, more sustainable, more controlled way. It would be our great triumph. Yeah, but what actually is it? It is a disease. Yes, a disease. Most do not know this. It was only recently discovered. Diseases are created by tiny creatures too small to see that attack us. Shaper Law does not forbid their creation. The council would have forbade it, but it was distracted by the war. I am using all my skills and resources to create a new disease. It'll be called the Purity Agent. And then I will release it and I will end the war within weeks. Holy shit. Holy crap. What have I done? Wow. Okay, I was right, sort of. This guy is mad. Wow. Holy shit. Well, unfortunately, the only way to not do this, now that I've said I'm going to commit to him, is to restart the episode. And 10 minutes in, probably not going to do that. So, what will it do? It will kill all mobile creations. Orcs, serviles, dracons, perhaps living tools. Not plants. It will spread among them. They will die. And then, we, Shapers, will start over. A blank slate. We can recreate everything. But more loyal. More obedient. Okay, what would the rest of the council think of this? Once they'd thought me mad. Shapers think of creations as their children. Once they would have considered the solution unthinkable. But now, Now the rebels are defeating them. They see their own lives are in danger. Once the purity agent is created and presented, they will take the easy escape I present. Will it affect humans or shaped humans? Unshaped humans? Absolutely not. Shaped humans? Such as yourself? I do not know. I think that they will survive, although perhaps they shouldn't. In your case, it is a risk you must endure to save the Shapers. It is your duty. Okay, big risk here, big risk for me. Big risk. And sometimes difficult decisions have to be made for the greater good. I see the wisdom in your plan. Yes. Yes. I knew that you would. I knew that you have seen enough of the war to want it to end. Now our work is almost ready to begin. Okay, I would like to help you complete the purity agent. Of course, we all wish to end this war, but not all of us have the strength, determination necessary to win it. I could achieve victory. The agent is almost complete. I only need a few more components. The enemy has been strong enough to make us doubt the rightness of our cause, our culture. We were too complacent, too overconfident. But this can be changed. Swear to obey me, and I promise that the Shapers can prevail. We will make the rebels fade away. We can begin anew. Okay, so this is the warning that I've been told about before. So it actually is a choice to whether I join or not. So if you agree, you will join Sage Tagan's faction and be on one of the paths to completing the game. You can leave this path later, but not without penalty. Make sure that this is what you want. I so swear. Sage Tagan sits up straight, energized at last. And I swear to aid you in our new struggle and reward you for your successes. I am pleased to have a new ally who can finally obtain the components I need to succeed. I will instruct the Guardian Kalish to teach you more advanced magics and shaping and... As you aid me, I will reward you well for your efforts. Now that there is hope, I'm eager to begin. Let us discuss your first mission. There is a component we need for our work. That wretch, Raoul, holds it. We must obtain it. Okay. I need help dealing with this control tool. There you go. That is something I've wanted for a long time. Sage Tagan says, so it is true you are one of Raoul's victims. One day when I get my vengeance on him, he will pay for the abominations he has created. When the time is right. Now that you work for me, you may go to Kalar's Spire. When you're there, Agent Kalumna might be able to help you with that problem. Okay, hopefully they're not going to attack me if I try and walk in the front like I triggered that bit of attack before. I might have set a flag and they're going to keep attacking me. What is the first thing I need to obtain? First, I need a sample, a preserved sample of one of the early creations he created, the very first Fiora. The reasons for this are complex. We'll need to identify the innate characteristics of creations, the qualities they share, but humans and unshaped animals do not. Then we can teach our new disease what creatures to attack. I obtained the sample I needed and foolishly placed it in Raoul's control in the Foundry repository. Now you need to get it for me. Tell me about Raoul. You've seen enough, I think. See what a craven and self-interested wretch he is. He has even abused his duty in controlling the repository, holding the contents placed in its trust and using them to gain leverage over the council. He is my peer, so I would not act directly against him, though once the purity agent is released and I am hailed as a hero, I will have my revenge. How will I do that? You must return to the White Spires and find the Foundry repository. Sneak in. Avoid Raoul if you can. He removes a key from the pouch hanging around his neck. Now, this key will let you into my vault. Sneak into the repository, find my vault, recover the proto-Fiora sample and bring it to me. Okay. That's all I need to know. Well, you have my leave to depart, and remember, the laws of the Shapers will be restored. Okay, that was oddly disturbing. I am on the cusp of actually just running away at this point, but I think I understand the mission statement that he's going for. He's kind of got that whole spy entryway. I assume I just walk in this way. He's kind of got that whole oh, apparently I can get through here. Interesting. Do I just walk in the front? Yes, I do. Do they attack me or what? Nope, guess not. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, I think Ravel's got the sort of the idea behind what I want, what I think should happen. And sort of thought for the whole series. He's probably, or he is, quite extreme about going about it. But he's on my line of thinking. Let's see what we can find down here. Shaped lances. I don't know where I'm going to go. Let's just start up here and work our way around. Spy researcher. In the main lab, southeast quadrant. Oh well, I'm going to go the long way around. It's my chance to explore a little bit. Ooh. Coins. How many coins do I have? Not sure. I have no idea how many coins I have. Doesn't matter, I may as well take them. We have lightning crystal, chaotic spores. May as well take them. Oh, the Wand of Inferno. Okay, that's what he was given. Oh, I was given. Probably just end up getting rid of it. What have we got up here? Gazers. Discipline wand. I don't need it. We've got in here another researcher. Ooh, canister. I love canisters. Can I take it without them going aggro? Purifying rain. Level 2 now. Beautiful. What have we got up here? Ooh. This is a fairly simple device. It has a few dials and an eyepiece. The eyepiece is attached to a long tube which points at the shaping pedestal. You peer through the eyepiece and see a bit of flesh on the pedestal. It looks ordinary at first. Then, as you watch, your view moves closer to the meat, and closer and closer. A bit of scale fills the screen, but then amazingly, you look closer still. The device magnifies the skin so you can see every tiny detail. Then you get even closer. You can see the skin is made of countless tiny sacs attached to each other. Each living thing is composed of countless numbers of these tiny blocks. And then the view plunges into one of the sacs. Inside you see... you don't know what. Looks like a pair of scrolls twined together in a spiral. The view travels along the spiral. It's incredibly long, and it seems to contain some sort of information. You can't understand it. Finally you stumble back, dazed. You've no idea what you've just seen. It's amazing and bizarre. It's as if you've just, aided by magic, seen something secret, some key element of life and how it works, and how it can best be altered. It's incredible and horrifying. The Shapers here have done something you would not have thought possible. They have come up with a way to refine their work, and they are using it to make something they've never dreamt of before. Okay, well, I don't think you would actually recognise DNA as scrolls, considering it's just a bunch of molecules, but let's just pretend. Let's take a simplistic view of it. And, ooh, the servant mind. How happy are you to be aiding in the work of your own death? There's a servant mind safely hidden in this chamber, a fair distance from any experiments that might damage it. It looks up at you as you approach. You realise that it does not look well. He stares at you vacantly. Dried spittle has caked up the corners of his mouth. He says very slowly, I am Mind Controller. Wait for command. Then it mutters to itself silently. You can't understand what it says. What's your purpose here? Commands. Await commands. What sort of commands? Commands. What do you control here? Control? Little control. Maintenance. Food. Doors. Little control. Now. I have another question. Mind Controller lies at its tray and mutters to itself. It doesn't seem to be able to communicate well, or, you suspect, to think. What is wrong with you? It starts to speak clearly for a short time, a memorized response to a request for status. I have been reduced to low functionality. This was deemed best for the security of Chaos Spile and the completion of its work. Please direct all queries to a non-creation in authority. Why are you at low functionality? The creature has little else to say. It just lets out a long, gurgling noise. Okay, so it's brain damaged. That's all I need to know. Mine doesn't respond. It just makes gurgling noises. Okay, so because it would know that it was killing, or it was going to kill itself, it would probably be a bit of a conflict of interest. It has been reduced to basically a brain-dead husk, almost, or a brain-damaged husk. That is, what's that? That's the microscope. There is incredibly long, even though you've seen it before, nothing different. Okay. Can I go through there? Nope. And nothing in there. Okay. Let's continue heading around. Up here I've been. This is the part where I was before. What have we got in here? Nothing. No doubt nothing back here. Yep. What have we got in here? More nothing, probably. Okay. You enter a shielding ring. This is a sort of buffer zone shape is generally put around places where particularly intense experiments are taking place. Then, if something goes horribly wrong with an act of creation, the shape is outside the lab. Have a few more seconds to shut down the blast doors and seal the mess inside forever. Yep, I came down here and we're heading down to, I assume, where the person is. This is the core of Chaos Spire, where the serious work here takes place. It's where the purity agent is being crafted. I suppose it makes sense now. Purity agent sounds like a bacteria or a virus or something. At the far southern end of the hall, there is a swirling pool of red essence. It looks similar to the Geneforge, but the power radiating out of it is far different. A shield of glowing energy surrounds it, keeping the air out. There are 4 crystal spires, each full of power. 4 conduits connect them to the pool. When it's time for the final act of shaping to take place, a huge discharge of energy will be used. Beakers sit on a table behind the pool, ready to store the final products of Sage Tagan's experiment. The one thing that is missing is the controls. From where you are standing, you can't see where the machinery is operated from. It's interesting. No controls. No controls, or whatever. Okay, well, let's have a quick peek down here. Probably don't want to get too close to that. G'day, Agent Kalima. You're greeted by an agent. She's an elder and honoured one of her kind. Her armour is gilded and marked with symbols of honour, and her hair is shot through with grey. She inspects you with interest. I am Agent Kalima, mistress of Chaos Spire. I have heard you're the new arrival who completed Sage Tagan's tests. I look forward to your aiding me with my work when it is time. Where are you from? I was born in Lethia province. I was sent east to fight the rebels. I served with distinction, purging rogues by the hundreds. After Burwood fell, I looked for a place where my skills could be used to make real advances in this war. It was when Sage Tagan found and recruited me, and he sent me to Chaos Spire. So you're less a researcher than a warrior. That's true, yes. Sage Tagan is the genius behind the purity agent. I follow his instructions and keep discipline, and occasionally add a small insight of my own. He recruited you. His great work would not be well received by the other Shapers. He had to be very subtle in the finding of like-minded Shapers to aid him. Fortunately, my desire to purge the world of rogues, or those at risk of becoming rogues, or even rogue look, maybe rogue smelling, just kill them all, it was well known among my sect. What is taken Chaos Spire. Once it was the last fortress of the Nomads, where they made their final defense against the Shapers. It was blasted to individual stones. Then, 3 centuries ago, it was built for Shaper research, and allowed to fall into disuse and disrepair. And Sage Tegan allowed me to rebuild it, and its defences. Okay, another question. Tell me about the Purity Agent. It's almost done. The proper substances are in place. The most basic and necessary creation samples are in the vat. Soon it'll be time. Why do you need creation samples? I do not entirely understand. As Sage Tegan explains it, when the Purity Agent creature is being shaped, it needs to be exposed to the essence of its target so it will know what to destroy. Thus, we have brought many creations here and taken samples from them. In the hunt for the samples, it will give the Purity Agent the best set of targets. So it sounds a bit like antibodies. It's almost like an immune response or something. Is there anything missing? Sadly, we've obtained very few Dracon samples. The Purity Agent will destroy all of their servants, naturally, but they'll probably do little harm to the Dracons themselves. Unless we're lucky, they'll have to be killed the old-fashioned way. Can I get some training? I'm a warrior, not a trainer. Go back to Zephyr Oasis for training. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. How can I help you? You can't. Go back to Sage Tegan for instructions and leave me be. I have very much to do. We'll meet again soon. Wait. I have a control tool in my chest. Agent Cullinan has you show it to her. She nods. Yeah, I've studied these creatures. Part of my research for the Purity Agent, Shaper Rowell has not improved the design. My knowledge is a little out of date. Is not out of date. I can remove it. However, it will be difficult and extremely painful. Are you sure you want to take the risk? Remember, as long as you stay far away from Rowell, he will not be able to control you. Maybe it's going to take my max HP down or something. It might affect my abilities. I'm worried about that. But I will, at this point, accept nearly anything to get rid of it. Get this thing out of me. Agent Cullinan directs you to a stone table in a side room. You lie on it. She restrains you with ropes. Please try to be calm. This is going to be agonizingly painful. Her bedside manner leaves something to be desired. She bares your chest and extends a pale hand with long, delicate fingers. She touches the tool and concentrates for a moment. The tool lets out a long, shrill squeal, then it shrivels up. It's more or less at this point that the agony starts. You feel as if a massive hand is squeezing your chest. Your lifeblood leaks out through a tiny hole in your heart. But Kalina is prepared. With a smooth motion, she slides the tool out of you, being careful not to leave any bits behind. Then she puts a hand on the hole, concentrates, and shapes you. The hole in your heart closes. The wound seals up. Then she unties you. You'll need some time to recover. I feel fortunate. I'm not the best shaper for such procedures, but you were sent to me. With a contemptuous flip of her hand, she throws the tool into the trash. You feel horribly weak, but you are free. There we go. That is pretty much what I've been looking this entire game to do. So I'm actually glad that I joined Sage Tegan now. I'm really quite glad to have got that out. That's the key achievement. Other than, of course, killing Rowell, which I think I might do on my own later. The conversation ends. Was I affected? I don't think my shaping's changed. Leadership is there. Spellcraft parry. I don't know if that was... I think that was a 0 anyway. I don't think... actually... I believe I've lost 1 point of endurance. Unless I had a piece of equipment that was pumping it up that I've removed. But I think I've lost 1 endurance. Okay. That is unfortunate. But given the... well, I'd be sorry. Given the prevalence of HP in this game, I think that's fine. I'm not hugely bothered. Well, okay. There you go. I am control tool free. And, well, we've made our final choice about where we're going. We have joined Raoul's team, and it is... what do we got here? Oh. Looks like if I wanted to sabotage something or shut it down, this is what I could do. I am going to leave the device alone. It's interesting. Well, that's it. We've joined Stage Taken. We are in what appears to be the final stages of the game. And this is the end of the episode. So I've been Blxz. This has been Geneforge 5. We are now part of Taken's faction. And we are moving towards the end game. Take care, and I'll see you next time.